News: Michigan moves to fund mental health like physical health. And later, a Wisconsin man completed a 1,600-mile bike ride for charity.
Later, Brendan will have your weather for the weekend, and Andrew will have your sports update. Hello, I'm Caden Minus.
And I'm Andrew Hoover. Thank you for tuning in to Public Eye News. Finlandia University will be resigning at the end of the 21-22 academic school year. Philip Johnson, the sitting president of Finlandia, which was formerly known as Swami College, has put in his resignation for the end of the academic year. While no reason was provided, university faculty have frequently criticized his leadership, even approving a no-confidence vote in June. Finlandia have yet to appoint a replacement. Beginning this month, 13 mental health and addiction centers across the state of Michigan will receive full federal funding. Medicaid will be providing full funding to the certified community behavioral health clinics for 13 Michigan mental health and addiction clinics, just as they do with other health care. U.S. Senator Debbie Stabenow, who has led the push for funding, has said that the care above the neck deserves just as much attention as that below the neck. There are 33 of these CCBHC clinics across the state, and Stabenow is working to get funding for all 33. Over 100,000 people are on the waiting list for a kidney, according to the NKDO. One man is making it his mission to raise awareness on kidney donations. Wausau, Wisconsin News Channel 7's Brittany Dobbin has more.
Mark Scotch rode his bike all the way from Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts back to Plover, Wisconsin. And he started his trek on September 19th.
It's just fun for me. I just like riding, so I always find something to look at, something to do.
Enjoying the scenery while riding for a mission on what he calls the Oregon Trail.
It struck me so hard personally when I just heard that so many people are dying every day because of lack of kidneys, and 13 every day seems like a large number, but it's also a number that I think we can affect as individuals.
This mission started around a year ago, right after he decided to donate his kidney.
So demonstrate that you can go back to a normal life. I mean, I'm not 25 years old, I'm not a super athlete or anything. I'm just a normal guy.
While riding to spread his message, Mark meets people along the way, and one of those people is Jim Bryan.
I'm a 39-year kidney recipient.
Jim got the kidney from his brother.
And it was a perfect match, and all has been going well.
Jim was also one of the people who welcomed Mark home from his trip today. They both say they are inspirations to each other.
Each other, yes.
We're kind of the opposite end of it. He's a recipient, I'm a donor, so it's kind of interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, to learn from each other.
Yeah. So.
The bottom line for Mark is raising awareness for kidney donations and body functionality after donating.
There's an urgent need. People are dying, and if people are healthy enough to donate a kidney, they're healthy enough to go back to what they were doing, and I think that's the key.
Michigan's Department of Agriculture and Rural Development have put forward a quarantine on exterior firewood. This proposal is the most recent in the department's efforts in fighting invasive pests and diseases traveling into the state. Under this quarantine, firewood being shipped to the state would have to be heated at a temperature of 140 degrees Fahrenheit at 60 minutes at the least. Public comment about the proposal are due by November 19. And Bob Dylan is receiving a public art tribute in his hometown of Hibbing. The display for the town's most famous resident hopes to inspire a new generation of artists. On one side, a brick wall features the announcement of the Nobel Prize in Literature Dylan received in 2016. On the other side, a series of steel panels displays lyrics from over 50 of Dylan's songs. And a bronze chair is also a part of the tribute, with its back to the school to simulate the songwriting process. The Hibbing Dylan Project, the group behind the tribute, raised close to $100,000 and spent 5 years designing and building the tribute. And ROTC students from 3 colleges along the Wisconsin and Minnesota border came together to rebuild a bridge that is part of a trail system used in an annual national competition. About a dozen students from the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse and Viterbo University in Wisconsin and Winona State University in Minnesota came out and helped replace an old bridge on the Oak Trail. This bridge is part of the Lower Hickston Trail system in the city of La Crosse. And don't touch that dial because we'll be back with your national and international news. Stay tuned.
Nadie le está diciendo que usted tiene que quedarse aquí.
Yo quiero ir, yo.
After years of sending money home to build her dream house, Momma Icha yearns to return to Colombia to live out her final days. But with a family divided, she finds anything but a dream. La Casa de Momma Icha on POV.
Tonight at 10 on WNMU-TV.
Welcome back. Bill Clinton has returned home to New York after spending 6 days in a Southern California hospital being treated for a urological infection. The former president was discharged from the UC Irvine Medical Center this Sunday after a UTI that spread to his bloodstream. Clinton appeared to leave the hospital in good condition and will be returning to his home in New York. A once defunct power plant in Dresden, New York has been refitted as a Bitcoin mining operation. The formerly closed Greenidge generation plant near Seneca Lake has been put back into action for a new purpose, to power 15,300 computer servers that will create and transact cryptocurrency, while the remaining power will be added into the state power grid. While the plan has been in action since 2017, the past year has seen the project begin in earnest, and as some see a way to advance Bitcoin production without a drain on existing power grid systems, others see this as a step backwards in light of the climate crisis, highlighting air quality issues and water usage from Lake Seneca. The plant will be applying for renewal of their air quality permit this year.
And the Ethiopian government has launched an airstrike on Mekelle, the capital of the Tigray region, and the first act of violence in the region since June. The airstrike, coinciding with the new Ethiopian offensive campaign into the region, is the first time act of war since Tigray forces retook their capital in late June, forcing the Ethiopians to withdraw. Humanitarian workers say at least 3 are dead from the explosion, which hit a market, leaving many more injured. The Tigray War, an ongoing civil war between the Tigray and Ethiopia, has been raging since late 2020, and although lines have been quiet since June, this ongoing offensive has now reignited violence in East Africa. And the Danish man suspected of using a bow and arrow to kill 5 people also used stabbing weapons, says Norwegian police. Police believe that the suspect, identified as Espen Andersen Brothen, used the bow and arrow to wound his victims and then killed them by stabbing them with an unspecified weapon. Brothen has confessed to the murders and has been charged. Norwegian police say the list of charges will grow as the investigation proceeds. And some of the world's top celebrities are backing a new program rewarding innovative efforts to fight climate change. Prince William and his wife Kate led the first ever Earthshot Prize Awards in London last night. He says the project is a promise to future generations. Charlie D'Agata has more.
The stars came out to help save the planet. A pedal-powered performance from Coldplay kicked off proceedings with 60 cyclists providing all the electricity needed. But the message in the inaugural Earthshot ceremony was anything but celebratory. Host Prince William warned that we live in the most consequential time in human history.
I want to say something to all the young people watching tonight. For too long, we haven't done enough to protect the planet for your future. But Earthshot is for you. In the next 10 years, we are going to act. We are going to find the solutions to repair our planet.
5 global big-thinking visionaries were awarded around $1.4 million for finding innovative ways to protect the Earth, including the nation of Costa Rica, for a policy that pays local citizens to help plant trees and protect the country's rainforest.
What we have achieved in this small country in Central America can be done anywhere.
Nobody was flown in for the ceremony. No plastic used to build the stage. People were encouraged to consider the environment when deciding what to wear, like Prince William's velvet green jacket, while the Duchess of Cambridge reused an Alexander McQueen gown she first wore 10 years ago.
For too long, we've neglected our wild spaces, and now we're facing a number of tipping points.
Next year, the ceremony heads to one of the most powerful countries on the planet in the fight to save the planet, the United States.
The finalists and winners that we've recognized this evening remind us that we do have an incredible ability to turn the improbable into reality if we work together.
Charlie D'Agata, CBS News.
Brendan will have your weather report and Andrew will have your sports update. Stay tuned.
This is blowing my mind.
On Finding Your Roots, journalist Gretchen Carlson
I always knew that this was how I was raised, but now I understand why.
and Don Lemon.
I've got to do something that honors their memory.
Family Secrets
He was a local celebrity.
Why did nobody ever tell me this?
and Untold Stories.
Your father was an historic player in the Civil Rights Movement. Wow.
Finding Your Roots.
Tuesday night at 8 on WNMU-TV.
Hello and welcome back to Public Eye News. I am Brendan Ford and I will be giving you your weather report for today. Here on the NMU campus, it is very beautiful and sunny. Kids are riding their longboards around. Looking into the current conditions, it is sunny with a temperature of 63 degrees, winds coming from the northwest at 4 miles per hour with a barometric pressure of 30.03 and falling. Looking at tonight, we will have some clear skies with a low of 53 degrees, winds heading from the south-southwest at 6 miles per hour. And tomorrow we will see some clouds in the sky with a high of 69, winds coming from the southwest at 11 miles per hour. Looking all across the UP today, it's beautiful and sunny, clear skies everywhere. Starting in Sault Ste. Marie, it is 59 degrees. In Manistee, Escanaba, and Menominee, it is 62 degrees. And not leaving out Iron Mountain, it is 62 degrees as well. In Ironwood, 67 degrees. In Houghton, 68 degrees. And here in beautiful Marquette, it is 63 degrees. Looking at our future conditions for the week, on Wednesday, we can see a high of 52, a low of 42, and that sun will disappear. It will be hidden behind some clouds and rain. On Thursday, a high of 47 and a low of 38, and cloudy skies. And on Friday, that sun will come back. It'll be partly cloudy with a high of 47 and a low of 37. Let's go get into some sports with Andrew Hoover.
Why, thank you, Brendan. My name is Andrew Hoover, and I will have your daily sports recap. Barcelona faced Valencia over the weekend, but quickly fell behind as Ansu Fati tied the game in the 13th minute, and goals by Memphis Depay and Felipe Coutinho ending the game 3-1. Fati is in his first season wearing the number 10 for Barcelona, replacing former starman, the Argentinian star Lionel Messi, who left for PSG in the off-season. Fati is one of the few bright spots left on the Barca side and what will very likely be a very forgettable season for the Catalonians. Premier League side Newcastle United has been purchased by some new owners, a Saudi consortium led by the Public Investment Fund. The group, which has purchased the club from former owner Mike Ashley, is believed to be worth approximately $320 billion. The sale is reminiscent of the former takeovers of Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain, in which a smaller side was purchased by rich owners who invested in turning the club into a so-called super team. Newcastle lost to Tottenham Hotspur this past weekend 3-2 and sit in an average mid-table place, although their fortunes may be changing. And the Red Wings won on Saturday against the Vancouver Canucks 3-1 after losing to my team, the Tampa Bay Lightning, 7-6. Thomas Greiss had a great Saturday night, making an impressive 40 saves. Drew Doughty made an interesting comment during the Kings Wild game about Kirill Kaprizov's new contract being an overpay. Kirill Kaprizov responded by putting in a majorly impressive performance, putting his shift in for the Wild's 3-2 win over the Kings. So, Drew Doughty's comments really came back to bite him after Kirill Kaprizov, huh?
Yeah, they really did.
It was a really impressive performance, but also the Lightning's beautiful win was great to see. However, that is going to be all the time we have today on Public Eye News. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. My name's Andrew Hoover, Brendan Ford on weather.
And I'm Caden Minus. Thank you for stopping by.